Hey everybody, welcome to RBN, the Racinboys Broadcasting Network. We're here at West Texas Raceway, Lubbock, Texas. We're with a guy that is currently tied for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour points. He's got 2 wins in 2018. Seth Bergman. Seth, congratulations on a great start this year.
Yeah, thank you first of all, and we've had a really good start to the season. We've been fast all year. We've won a couple of our points races and then traveled picking up races on our off time and won some of those too. So we're happy with where we're at. Our main objective this year is to win this ASCS title, and that's what we're going for. So we've been utilizing downtime, trying to build on our momentum and find more speed, and so far we've been able to do that. So we've got a really fast race car, and start of a long week. This week kind of really dictates, if you're going to have a swing of good momentum or bad momentum, or just how all that's going to go. So we've brought a fast race car. We got a good team. We're very prepared. Looking forward to kicking this thing off right.
I would think mentally you're probably in a better state of mind than you've ever been. I know that we were talking a little bit earlier about how you've been out here 9 years on the National Tour. In fact, folks, Seth has been out here longer than anybody on the National Tour since I've been out here my 10 years. The difference between 09, when you finished 11th in points, as a driver, mentally, we talked about this a little earlier. I think the fans out there listening would find it interesting. But the difference between 09 and 2018 for Seth Bergman.
Well, I mean, you and I were kind of just sitting down talking about this a bit earlier. When I came out here in 09, I raced sprint cars locally, and I relied on my dad a lot and some of our crew guys for a lot of knowledge. And I really was just young, and I sat in the seat and drove. And I always felt like I had something to offer as far as a driver goes, but I always had other people doing the work. And when I came out here in 09, I had one friend of mine who was my age, and we were really green. And it was a big learning curve. I think I look back, and I wish I would have won a championship by now, but I haven't. My family wasn't involved in sprint car racing, nothing like that. My dad was a stock car guy, and
you liked that pavement back then, didn't you?
Yeah, we had no background in this, and so it was just, like I said, I was really green to it. I had no one to fall back on for good knowledge, and I came out here and just got my butt kicked and learned the hard way. I just didn't know much. Like I said, I was green, not very knowledgeable. I didn't know much mechanically about the cars. I knew, and I had my parents behind me. We knew that maybe I had something to offer to the sport, and I wanted to kind of see where it went. We came out here. It was a tough year. It's tough first few years, really, just getting my butt kicked and learning, and then finally gained some traction and grew up a little bit myself, and I started to really figure out this is what I want to do. So I started paying attention, and that's drove us to where we are now. And I mean, we're right along with Sam and probably one or two other guys, a championship contender right now. So from those beginnings to where we're at now, and the knowledge that I've acquired, and just kind of how I've grown with it and stuck with it, it's been a long road, but I'm happy to be here now. I wouldn't change the way I was brought up in it, and I'm glad I learned on my own the hard way. So now in this moment, we have a lot more. I have a lot more knowledge of just situations and things like that. So proud to be a championship contender right now.
Yeah. I got to ask you, so many times we talk about when a person, gets the family life, has a baby, things change a little bit. How much would you contribute your success and where you are right now in the last couple of years to things off the track?
Well, having the family, when you're sprint car racing in general is tough, and then you do it at this level, and traveling it's even tougher. And then when you throw a family in the mix, I mean, there's certain things about it that make it a lot tougher. Everybody's got needs, and you're trying to have a normal life, but yet live this crazy life that we live. And so I would say certain things about it are tougher, but there's also things about it that make it nice. So I can't tell you one way or the other. I know it's been a lot of learning and a lot of patience, and I've had to figure out a different balance, but I've never been as fast in a race car as I am now. So what does that tell you? I mean, it's got to be doing something good for us.
I would agree. Lakeside Speedway, that was a pretty special win for you. Obviously, the folks at McCarthy Auto Group, KC Classic, and Racinboys putting that race on. We were happy for you to win that race, but the thing that came out of that race, I think, so much is that the people you had to outrun and the people you had to pass to get up to the front and win that race made it maybe a little more special than a lot of races that you've won in years past.
Yeah, it just goes back to, like I was just mentioning, when I was young and coming out here, we felt like, I might have something to offer to the sport, and then just being in moments like that kind of reassures you that, I think we're on the right path, and we outran a lot of good race teams, some very good drivers, but this year I'm very set on winning the championship, and to win the championship, you're going to have to overcome short battles like that. And you get outsiders that come in, like Brian was there and a few other guys that can really mix things up, and you want to make sure you're on the good side of the mix-up. And luckily at the KC Classic we had a really good race car like we have all year, and just fought it out like you're going to have to do every lap of every race all year. So it was a good night there. We've had a pretty good season going, been a little up and down, but fast every night I feel like. And now here we are, start of Speed Week, and getting ready to go out west and start some really big races we have on our schedule this year. So like I said, race car's fast, team's gelling, just everything's in place. Our race engines are fast. Scott Baylor Race Engine has been doing us a great job with XXX chassis and all of our great supporters. They've helped me put this team together to be where we're at now.
Before we let you go, let's talk about tonight here, West Texas Raceway, night number 1 of Sizzlin Summer Speedweek. Last year, this track was a little locked down. Tonight, it looks like it's going to be a little drier than it was last year. What do you expect we see tonight?
I don't know. Hopefully just good racing. I walked up to the track a few times, and to me it looks like we'll have a good surface. But last year it looked one way and turned out to be another. So we'll just we'll stay prepared in the pit area here, and we'll go out for hot laps, and then you can really get a good feel and assess things. After you go run that first hot lap session, we'll see where we're at and just kind of where the track's at. But hopefully it's a fun, good racing night of opening night of Speed Week for the people in the stands.
Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
There you have it. Guy is currently tied for the Lucas Oil ASCS National Sprint Car Tour points, looking to win his first championship on the National Tour, Seth Bergman.